we have returned to your regularly scheduled Blue-White Dreadnought programming. I have a few brews kicking around, and either before or after this video, you'll have seen some of those ideas released. I wasn't feeling great about elves recently. I think it would be nice to play elves, but I had the completely insane idea that Decree of Justice is the card that I want to be my beatdown pivot in the Blue-White Dreadnought deck. My win condition when I side out all of my win conditions. Pretty ridiculous choice for sure, but definitely one that makes things spicy and interesting, gives you a good side out all your dreadnoughts, and then you just become Tide combo. That's cool, fun, and exciting. The rest is kind of the foundation of what we've built before on this channel. Not playing a lot of Daze, which reduces your on the play, kill them easily wins, but do have some Plowshares, which reduces your opponent's on the play, Goblin Lackey, or other cards that you hate to see wins. Trim down to 8 total search cantrip spells, so it makes our Xeroxing substantially less powerful. It's a huge part of this deck that I don't love. However, Opt is probably worse than Meddling Mage, I think. This Daze could be an Opt. It can be a Flash of Insight. Probably should have Flash of Insight over the Deep Analysis, but it's too late. I've already registered the deck. The big change was instead of Armageddon and Disenchant, I'm playing Parallax Tide and Seal of Cleansing. And that allows me to play Decree of Justice as my pivot. Decree of Justice is really exciting. The rest is stuff that you've seen on this channel. Masticore is a fun card against goblins. And Dominate is for opposing Meddling Mages and the occasional Mishra's Factory or Treetop Village. Deep Analysis is here because there's a couple decks that you can just defeat with card advantage. And Deep Analysis happens to be just like the best card advantage spell in a lot of circumstances. You'd be surprised the decks that you just tapping out is not a big deal because you just don't care about what they're going to cast, because you have Disenchant, you have Swords of Plowshares, you have Parallax Tide. They can't really windmill slam something on you that's like super devastating that you can't just deal with later on down the line. So either that, or of course you have free counter spells, so you're never fully shields down, or you just have 6 mana, you have Deep Analysis plus Counterspell up. Other than that, Blue-White Dreadnought, nothing too exciting to see here. But we'll see if the sideboard plan gives us anything interesting against the malarkey that has been around. I like the idea of being Blue-White control after sideboard. The bigger question is, are any of those plans plausibly better in any specific matchups? Who's to say? But there are definitely decks that you want to board out all 4 Dreadnoughts, and then being able to board in different win cons is good. And there's some decks you want to board down to 1 or 2 Dreadnoughts, and there's that as well. So we'll see. But yeah, not having good draw spells is going to make it harder to put together Tide combo. I have concerns, but you know, we're just going to get out there and do our thing. Back at it again. Boring old Dreadnought. What can you do? You can just jam on turn 2. You do the turn 2 jammies. That's what you do it for. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What should I do? All right. I think it ends up being the turn 3 jammies. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to Plowshares this. And then I just have to fade the, the turn 2 Meddling Mage. Too bad I was on the draw. I don't know, I guess I missed my second land drop twice, so I'm not hyped that I was on the... Should be hyped that I got to see an extra card. There's that card. So what do? Just get a white source? We Meddling Mage naming whatever. Okay, it's Counter Rebel. So I think it might be time for jammies. Kind of hard to beat jammies right now. I can beat the whip quarter. This is the wrong rebel, at least. Double Stifle so I can just beat the whip quarter easily. So yeah, I guess we wait one more turn. Just try to get a plains, I think. Might Stifle the fetch land. Don't think that's necessary. I just Stifle whip quarter. I guess they're like a mana leak deck. So now I have to beat mana leak. So should I go Daze? Daze against their mana leak? Or should I just go Counterspell? And if I draw the land, the Daze means I gotta go Dreadnought, Vision Charm, Stifle, and then something else happens. The island's really not that good. The Portent's not that good. I think the Daze, the Singleton Daze might be good, because I'm just gonna Stifle this fetch land now. Interesting. They choose Rebel instead of Human because they've got the bird. All right. I guess we just have to fade Plowshares because we're running out of time here. Actually, I'm not fading Plowshares, right? I'm just gaining 12 life. Counter Rebel tends to be good against Dreadnought, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do post board. I think Masticore is probably pretty good against them. So they're just going to pass the turn, have the full power of their turn. Just go for a disenchant. Guess I should have Vision Charmed. Yeah, that's fine. Guess this is where we're at. They're still quite slow, at least. Oh, this Gush isn't that good, huh? What do I do if I don't hit anything? I guess I'm sad. Well, I have 7 cards in hand, but who knows? Oh, there's a Coastal Tower. Okay, opponent officially has enough lands. Maybe I should have just taken the island off Daze. Or island off of the Impulse. Worst Gush in the world. Incoming. Oh my god. My deck is just not cooperating right now. That is for sure. I think I'll Stifle that because it's the same as stifling the Defiant Falcon for the turn. And also, there's a dream that it turns on my Daze. No, I'm pitching Daze. Oh, they're getting in. All right. Let's please draw the white source now. Civi for realsies. Oh my lord. Okay. I mean, we're pretty dead, but I guess we'll keep playing. I guess I should have been patient. I was going to draw the Gush the turn after. Maybe they just would have had nothing. Could have dealt with the whip quarter. So I didn't play a patient game. Did I play against the same Rebels player the last league? Anything's possible with Gush, right? I can Gush into Dreadnought, Stifle, Plowshares my Dreadnought. Nah, let's just save some time. Don't have to show them. Alright, this is good. I think Tide Plan would be an interesting one. So the problem is stopping them actually means stopping every single Rebel, which I don't know if I can actually do that. So it makes sense for me to stop their mana. Just like don't have to play foils, just play a grindy game. Decree of Justice can capture a Mom. I mean, Mom is annoying. Maybe I should have just plowed the Mom that game. Makes my life hard. Okay, we don't have to play that much Decree of Justice. Dominate's actually okay, though. We dominate their Mom. Oh god, shouldn't have said that out loud like that. I guess Seal Cleansing isn't like that exciting because they can like disenchant my Seal Cleansing in response to the Tide. I kind of have to Meddling Mage naming disenchant. Seems bad, but also maybe it's okay. Wonder if I should just like completely board out Dreadnoughts. because then I could just like have foils. I really can't contain the rebels, but I can contain the lands, and then if I contain the lands, I can contain the board. It's pretty hard to say. It's close. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, I think Tide is better than Armageddon here, that's for sure. But yeah, I can't like beat a Nulls. Oh man, it's not the best hand, but it's a keep, I think. I mean, the Masticore is promising. Could take over the game. I got a Meddling Mage naming Disenchant. Could Mage and Disenchant, they could end up annulling me. I'm going to actually be able to play Masticore with a Vision Charm backup, so maybe that's okay. Then let Masticore just do all the work. That seems pretty good, actually. Who knows if it'll be enough necessarily, but we can certainly give it a good college try. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2 here. What are they going to do? Yeah, they're going to take it. I guess maybe I should just Mage Plow because Disenchant only beats Masticore for 1 turn. Except for I have my own Plowshares, so see what they get. Probably a Whipcorder. If they don't climb the Rebel Chain, then I can Plowshares. I think climbing the Rebel Chain is like fine, yeah. Okay, well then I'm just like chilling, right? I just use my Masticore to control this board. And of course I can use a Parallax Tide. Maybe this baits a tap out. I guess they can mana leak. I can pay for mana leak, so it's not the best bluff. Yeah, I'm not locked in here. I feel like I'm not really playing the game. I'm just kind of clicking buttons. Ooh, deep analysis, huh? I think the time to do it is now. And they wanted to hold up their mana. They didn't want to pull a rebel, so it speaks volumes to their plan, which is to be able to play their spells on my turn. Although I feel like an annul is in my future, and then less than ideal. 5 cards. I think I might actually pivot my deck for sure. Because like look at how my opponent's playing. Okay. Got some Masticore food. They get another Rebel. So they get Civvy, but I think I can beat Civvy if I just annihilate their lands, maybe. I'm not sure. I guess I shouldn't have Plowshared the thing, because I needed to Plowshare Civvy. Or Plowshare Defiant Falcon even. Stop them from getting Civvy. Who knows how many Defiant Falcons they run in their deck. Should I just like Meddling Mage and Null? No. I think Meddling Mage and Null is too thin, right? I got Meddling Mage Mana Leak. Maybe I'm waiting too long on this Masticore. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm winning this. I think I was like too surprised by playing against Counter Revel, and I like just basically don't have an idea for like what my plan is going to be against them. But I like don't want to like take too much credit away from myself there. It's like this is going to be a hard matchup given the nature of the kinds of cards they have in their deck. But maybe we can find our way through. We're at 12 now, so kind of have to see what the plan is. I don't even know if like a Parallax Tide is going to be good enough to save me from how much width is on the battlefield. Is there a Rebel that is going to like make this a good attack for them? Get in for 3? Is there like a giant Rebel? I need to play the Engineered Plague version of my deck. I don't know why I would Gush. Yeah, no, because I need to untap with all the mana I can. Surprise! I have a Masticore. Okay. Well, that was step 1. What's step 2? Stifle the Civvy. Stifle him at Whipcorder. Kill the Whipcorder. Kill the Whipcorder next turn. Kill the Falcon. I feel like I'm stifling the Civvy activation here. X is 6. Alright. Scryfall. F, PM, T, Rebel, MV, goals. 6. There's Jovial Queen. 4/7 Vigilance. I don't want that attacking me next turn. I think I can have it attacking me the turn after is fine. Sure, Triumph is not good for me, so I have to Gush for the Counterspell, which I only have a few of in my deck, but it's okay. Well, Gush again. Methinks that might be a little bit crazy. I probably have the interaction for my Masticore. I kill the flyer. Just kill the flyer next turn. Kill a Remosian. They're going to Whipcord and get the damage in though. So kill the Remosian, they Whipcord. And then stuff can attack. Oh, I have to counter this. No, what if I draw Disenchant? If I draw Disenchant, I'm going to go Disenchant, double ping. Disenchant, ping, ping. Could be enough. Kind of needed to draw Parallax Tide. I didn't draw any of my 8 cantrips. I drew 2 Gushes though. A human. Oh, they choose Rebel. I think my Masticore is just going to get disenchanted, but I can't take 6 damage. Can't take 4 damage either. Yeah. Alright, I lose. I was going to find Counterspell. It's okay, my Masticore would have gotten disenchanted, so I needed the foil. I think 3 1/1 tokens. I can't win this game. Alright, Kypreos. This mulligan, right? Man, I've been on the draw. These are the kind of hands that I used to not mulligan, but I think could be mulligans. It's like I've got a lot of good cards, but I'm on the draw. Comboing on turn 2 is like a little bit more important. I don't know. I have a turn 2 play. Yeah, that's tough. Is Meddling Mage on turn 2 good enough? Meddling Mage with Daze backup, the Counterspell, and then eventually I try to have a Dreadnought. Let's mulligan this. We're going with the ship it if it doesn't have a line to combo. Well, this is unfortunately also a mulligan. They're on the mulligan of 5. We're also on the mulligan of 5. And now we're just keeping this. So Daze is really good against mulls to 5, but I think this impulse needs to find us the goods. I'm just going to try to put the combo together with impulses. So impulse find a piece, impulse find a piece. What have we got? Sarcomancy. Huh. Well, at least we have a line here. I should probably try to trigger Sarcomancy. This is going to be the this is going to be like a black-green version because I have the Gemstone Mine. Should be a very difficult matchup, honestly. Hopefully I don't get Cabal Therapied. Bad Moon. I'll impulse. I bought him the Daze, so I can't draw it, but at least pretend. Counterspell. Pretty reasonable, I think. Considering we're going to be able to combo with Vision Charm if we do combo. Or I can Portent. Portent fits perfectly into the curve. Or Gush. Guess Gush is pretty close to as good as Portent, but it has the upside of turning on Counterspell and counting as a land drop on turn 4. Well, if I knew I was going to draw another Gush. Luckily their clock is quite slow. That mulligan just hurting them. Negator will meet Impulse. And I'll just take the Dreadnought. Take 8. Take 9 actually, and then I'll have Dreadnought against nothing. So I have to foil the Negator. That doesn't sound right. Dreadnought. So just go for the Stifle. If I take 9, I go down to 4. I can't attack, and then I have to have Swords of Plowshares or Meddling Mage. And then they can just kind of get me with a Snuff Out or Naturalize. Huh. I mean, foiling here is quite bad. And Portent for the Swords of Plowshares is like... I think I'd rather like find a Stifle on accident. There's the accidental Stifle, and then I have a lot of protection. Portent's pretty good. I don't think I should play around double removal. Okay, I guess discard plus removal would be bad, but they wouldn't have the mana for discard plus removal. And I can beat Duress. It has to be exactly Cabal Therapy. I would have kept the Carnophage untapped. It's just like There's only one way you're getting out of this. Okay. So if I take 11, I'm actually like kind of in bad shape. So I can take, because then if they have a removal spell, they can kill me with one attacker. So I think I have to Plowshares this Negator, even though it puts me one more turn behind. Well, they can't like Vendetta, so wait, if I Plow the Carnophage, it works. I feel like there's no one mana interaction for them. Is this too conservative? I mean, I've got so much Vision Charm. I die in 3 attacks to the Carnophage. There's just no card in the format that their last card could be, is the main thing. I mean, I'll Plowshares the Negator. They're playing mono black aggro. Like, I just don't, you know, anything could happen to me. I guess my problem is that their last card could just be a creature, and then that would have been that's like the difference maker, because it could have been a 4/4. They can hatred me. Oh, I forgot to shuffle away the Adarkar Wastes. Okay, that I just kind of like lost the plot. So if they have like a removal spell, I'm in danger. It's not good. Should I change swamps to something else for their sorcery speed removal spell? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have given them the draw step. Who's to say? Nothing to do but attack with my 12/12 while they're at 1 life. Okay, got him. Lucky about that. All right, how do we beat this deck when they just board in a bunch of removal and discard? I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna play foils. I want to grind them out. Seal Cleansing becomes weirdly necessary because I have to deal with Bad Moon for my Meddling Mage to survive combat. It's kind of a tricky one. This is just going to be a hard matchup. So just one of these decks that are that's good against me. I think I'm just going to grind. I am going to try to grind and play like try to have a little bit a semblance of control over the battlefield. Like this is just a 2-for-1, even though it costs like a lot of mana. Like maybe Meddling Mage can just name Duress, because like Snuff Out, Diabolic Edict, Smother, like these are all possibilities. So I really just can't name them all. Probably end up naming Smother the most. These heavy 4-cost cards definitely aren't doing me any favors, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, can dominate a zombie token. I can stifle a Sarcomancy if that's the second one they play. Ritual. Negator. Okay. Have to have Plowshares. Island. Pass. Take 5. Ritual Negator on the play. It's pretty good for them. Not going to mulligan to Plow. We did the Moldify versus Moldify last match, or last game, so I let them have the 2/2, let them attack for 4, then I dominate the 2/2 on their beginning combat, or I can stifle the 2/2. Okay, lots of damage being threatened here, lots of counterspells just being a little bit too slow. That's the power of Dark Ritual. And then the Bad Moon would just be super bad news, so I think I have to name it. It's like sort of the scariest card for me. That makes it impossible for me to function. The attack, I take 7, play an island, pass the turn, be in combat, dominate a zombie, just in case they have sorcery speed removal. I did miss a damage though. They attack anyways, I'm sure. Lose one of their lands. It was good that I did it because that way they didn't like tap pre-combat. I don't know, I think drawing a Dreadnought is even the move here. And I'll play the best card that I can muster. Dies to a Naturalize, but that's showbiz. Dark Ritual, you know. Oh, Swords to Plowshares, that gives me time. So their tech is Plowshares. So I can't even name Plowshares with my Mage. Another Mage doesn't save me. Deep Analysis. Alright, too little too late. We go to game 3. Ritual Negator. Should I try to get fancier? Can probably play Daze. That's definitely a good start. Kind of still believe in my strategy a little bit, but I guess maybe Decree of Justice cycle for 5 is like too thin. But I don't know. Deep Analysis just lets me get back into the game if they wreck my hand with discard. But they kind of don't. They don't have all the discard in the world. I like didn't see any Cabal Therapy. If I just make Angels ever, is that good? Like the games can go long. It's just some 2/2s. Like if I Plowshares a couple things, I guess the games can't really go long. So I'm just gonna try to be configured to like combo with Protection or play Masticore. Like I'm never jamming on turn 2 because it's just so it'd be too hard to get through like Duress Swords of Plowshares. If I had 4 days, I think I would try jamming on turn 2. But yeah, I think this is more about control. I don't know. I feel like I can legitimately see a world where the game goes long and then I just cast Decree of Justice for 2 Angel tokens and it's like something that happens. But I guess that involves me drawing a lot of lands, which isn't necessarily good. I mean, this is as good as it gets. I have the 1 Daze. How many? I trimmed down to 1 foil at the last minute. It's going to hurt if I see it. Or if I see something bad off this Portent. That's a shuffle if I've ever seen one. Bunch of uncastable Meddling Mages. Yeah. They can have a 2/2, I think. I'll hard cast a Daze on this thing. Counter the next thing. They don't have colored mana. Should I have thought about Tide to just take them off their colored mana and then get my jammies in? Bad Moon's annoying because it means that I have to counter every creature and that my mage becomes a worse blocker. Pyroblast? Okay. Bad Moon it is. 6 turn clock. And Meddling Mage does not help me. See if they go for a Rancor. I think preserving my life total is meaningful here, and then I can always Meddling Mage Swords of Plowshares after casting Swords of Plowshares. They've got nothing. See, look, I've got 5 lands in play, so Decree doesn't look crazy now. Yeah, it looked like a fine control deck. Like, what if I just have Masticore from here? I mean, Tide obviously should have been something that I considered. All right, Dreadnought, Vision Charm, Counterspell. Dreadnought, Stifle. With Vision Charm, Counterspell backup, I think is gotta be the play. My hand is not asking me to do anything else. So they have the Pyroblast here, or the Plowshares. Red Blast. That resolves. Phase you out. Last 2 pieces are removal. Nope, it was just the blast. Okay, good duress. Last card. Didn't go for anything on my upkeep. They just don't have an upkeep stop set. Plowshares? Disenchant. Oh, that's yucky. Okay, well, it was 3 things. What can you do? But I'm at 14, so. Okay, we've got things we can draw. Gush, give me the goods. To Meddling Mage, naming, gosh, I have Red Blast, this stuff. If I have a Meddling Mage naming Plowshares, it's not very good, I think. Showed me Disenchant, they mixed their blasts. They haven't played any some other kind of stuff. So more Disenchants. So they're using Dromar's Cavern, so they're not playing any green cards. Or I can name creatures. They have this kind of stuff in play. Like I could just name Carnophage or Skittering Scourge. It's just the least likely to be in their hand. I think more Disenchants is the thing I'm scared of. So I guess Portent, Impulse, Gush. Yeah, I'm 20 cards deep into my deck. Skittering Scourge Zombie. Phyrexian Imp. Okay, this at least is something I can deal with. Okay, so this Meddling Mage is just going to name, I guess, Phyrexian Negator. The first one, not too hyped to draw. The second one, I don't mind. They don't bother activating Wretch. Yeah, Tide combo would have definitely worked in this matchup. They have like so few multicolored sources. I'm gonna assume they don't play something good. Man, my Dreadnought didn't even get in for a 1 attack. What a shame. That draw step could have delivered me a counterspell as well. Just didn't line up. I don't know if Tide comboing them would have been that exciting. Oh, I should have just named Disenchant again. Obviously, I can't just give him the choice. All right, let's pick up Dominate soon, please, and thank you. Oh, maybe I should have stressed their like mana. Like I fought over this Bad Moon, and they had this Pyroblast in their hand, and I could have just they like wouldn't have had all the colored mana they needed possibly to do what they needed. All right, we are still alive. Can we get the Dominate or another Plowshares or a Decree of Justice? Hilariously enough. Or a Stifle, but probably Stifle doesn't work. Oh, just Bolt. Man, okay, I was just too far behind. I mean, they just have Burn. Ugh. Yeah, that's not ideal, but kind of understandable. Battling Furnace Scamp in match number 4. Furnace Scamp was playing Psychotog at the side event at LobsterCon, and I fully expect that he will be playing the same, especially with this Portent opener. What's really excellent here is that I was also playing Blue-Eye Dreadnought at the time, so it's going to be a pretty fun one. Another interesting thing is my choice to go for this Daze on turn 2, or if I should relax. The Daze being able to hit the counterspell is pretty good, and then forcing him to use counterspell is an interesting one. But I could also just go Stifle. I mean, I wish I was on the play, right? Because this then I would just be unimpeachably good. But yeah, not being able to Daze the counterspell on turn 3 means I probably have to do this. I know for a fact that he has more counterspells than removal type effects, so I'm just gonna do it this way. What's nice is that this forces him to get an island, which makes it less likely that he'll be able to get a swamp. And then also my 1 of Daze coming in really clutch here. Goes for AK. He's going to go for foil. Maybe I should have just Dazed the AK. I feel like I'll be able to Daze at a later time. I'm going to keep the Vision Charm. There's like some worlds in which I just mill him to death. Goes for the foil. I'll Daze the foil. Could Daze my Daze. Nice. Alright, I have a Dreadnought. It's going to be a fun decision on my upkeep. I can like not play the island that he knows about to make him think that I have foil. And then that doesn't change anything, because if he's going to do some kind of effect, he's going to want to do it no matter what, because it's not like he like wants to take 12 damage. But now that I have this Gush, I of course am just going to go for the Gush. Gush into foil backup, or Gush into counterspell, of course. But pretty much perfect hand, even though I drew like 2 irrelevant sorts of Plowshares. Does not get the swamp still. So is not in need of black mana, huh? It's the impulse. And yeah, so it was in the game that we played in LobsterCon, I was basically playing scared because the first few turns he just had these like islands and stuff, and I thought that he was I didn't think that he was Psychotalk. I thought he was Dreadnought. So I went for Dreadnought. He countered it, and then instead of countering his counter, I just cast a Meddling Mage afterwards. This is a pretty interesting one. So yeah, I think we're gonna do the full transformation here because he's gonna want his lands. I can cut him off black mana very easily. Oops, this is the full transformation. What's Seal Cleansing for? Nothing, right? Just to set up my Tide. More likely to resolve a Daze on a target. The rest is all good. Alright. I feel like this is just like unbeatable here. Like, how could I lose? The Decree of Justice alone is amazing. Cobalt Therapy is an interesting one. I think Cobalt Therapy is actually really good against Swords of Plowshares deck if you're a Psychotalk deck, right? Because in a lot of worlds, they just have lots of Swords of Plowshares in play. So yeah, opens on Portent, a Dominate. I'm just going to try to draw lands and Gushes, right? This is a pretty excellent Portent pile. I can just decide what I want to do based on the game flow. I could Portent my opponent and then go for a Meddling Mage on a card that I know they have. Or I could just like name Psychotalk right away. I don't have like a Psychotalk answer. I went on top of my deck though. Let's Portent my opponent. A Powder Keg, huh? Let's see, 2 Underground Rivers. So if I was my opponent, I would actually be playing Islands before Underground Rivers. So it's possible that he's mana screwed. These impulses are kind of too good to draw though. I'll just make him shuffle. Maybe I'll just Portent again. Maybe Portent's probably too strong with the fetch land next turn. Well, the problem is the fetch land next turn I'm going to crack no matter what. Maybe let's just do it next turn with better info. Well, no, my info decays quicker. So I just want to know the next 3 cards my opponent has. Well, I guess he might just cast a cantrip on his end step anyways. Gush and Null Psychotalk. Oh, nice and Null. I have no artifacts or enchantments in my deck. That is a Gush though, so... But Gush but no islands available? Yeah, maybe let's just let them have a Gush and Null Psychotalk in exactly that order. Because I have the Plowshares for the Psychotalk, and then the Null is blank, and then the Gush is blank for quite a few turns. They have no cantrip here, so they draw a Null for the turn. Oh, I have 2 Plowshares now. Portent revealing Gush Psychotalk. They shuffle. I have a Swamp. They draw a card. I'll play a Meddling Mage, and I think I'll just name Smother here. Because Smother Diabolic Edict is really all that I'm scared of. A Powder Keg is just so slow. Well, I guess I should name Powder Keg. Well, no, my second mage should name Powder Keg is how it works. First one should name Smother. I also like specifically removed a Powder Keg from their deck temporarily. And then Smother's like lets them use their mana efficiently. So if I tag Smother, it's like a lot better than tagging something else. But look at their no islands. They shuffled away a Gush. It's like so strong. So they drew a Null. They shuffled away a Gush Psychotalk. Oh, nice. We're both on triple Portent openers. Okay, no shuffle this time, so they like their cards. Also, I did the Armageddon plan at LobsterCon, so Furnace Scamp may think that I still have Armageddon. So we have an Opt. I should really be playing 2 planes, though, is what it is. There's the Powder Keg. Guess I should have named Powder Keg. Did they opt? They opt bottom, nice. So perfect Portent. Portent with the opts to bottom their thing. Just can't wait to draw Deep Analysis. Maybe I should have just Portent myself into Deep Analysis here. All right, they use a Precious Counterspell. And I draw another foil. So that is pretty sweet. I think I'm going to play an island because I'm trying to get to 6 islands for Dominate. So it's pretty relevant. Oh, wait. Their Null is live. Of course their Null is live. I have a Parallax Tide in my deck now. No! I ran into it. I should just have Armageddon. Armageddon can't get annulled by blue decks. I'm going to foil a Factor Fiction here. Not an AK though. Man, if I draw a Stifle, I can stifle the keg. That's pretty sick. Maybe I should consider foiling the Gush, but it might be important to like have a real fight over a real card. And like, again, Factor Fiction is like kind of the scarier card. Duress? Okay, I can foil the Duress. Yeah, I should have used my Portents to find a Deep Analysis. Let's just be like my one and only goal. Takes a Plowshares. Evidently is going to try to make something happen soon. Goes for the Duress to beat the Stifle. All right, I'll play Meddling Mage. Well, Smother felt like a reasonable name before, and there's no reason that it wouldn't be a reasonable name now. My hand is pretty face up here. There's nothing I would dominate for one, so. Another keg. It's fine. It's still going to get in 2 attacks. Put them down to 5. And then a Decree of Justice can just end their game. Pretty exciting. AK for 2. I'll let it slide. Unfortunately, the Plowshares on the Tog can kind of like get them back into a good, healthy life total, which is not like my favorite thing. But you got to do what you got to do. Just gonna... Actually, I don't have to hardcast this Gush, or I don't have to not hardcast this Gush, right? Because I've got the land drop, and then... Well, hardcasting does tap their lands at the end of their turn. They're gonna go down to 4 life. God, that feels like really, really good for me. Hardcast. They have hardcast Gush. Okay, they're drawing cards. I wonder if they have Brain Freeze here. I should have Brain Freeze here. Like if I just had Brain Freeze, they would lose. It'd be kind of funny. Maybe I'll just hardcast Gush now. Now that I know that it resolves. If they have like Hasty Psychotog or something completely insane, then I guess they got me. Like I just don't think I'm scared of anything. Resolving this Gush might be pretty important. I'm going to leave up the island because if I draw Stifle, I'm obviously going to want to Stifle the keg even if they have the backup. Okay, nice. I just drew the win. I guess that's one reason to not hard... Like, if I floated in Gush, then I would have had to Decree of Justice main, and that would have been a little bad. But, like, now they can just Duress, and then that's just freaking horrible. But they didn't Duress before kegging, so it's a good sign. Oh my god, I've never been more tempted to do something in my life. I mean, I guess I have the Counterspell for the Duress. I actually don't, unless I hit exactly an island. No, I do. I want my Decree to be lethal. There's like no point in giving them the chance. Okay, well now it will be. Hardcast Gush from them. Okay. They're loading up. Okay, maybe I should have gone for the lethal Decree. Also, you know, it's always possible that Psychotog has their own Tide plan, so they've got that going for them. Okay, they have 9 cards in hand. 4th Portent cast. Is this going to be a... Is this actually going to be a Brain Freeze angle ever? No. Surely not. It's a nothing angle. Oh my god. Tide. Stifle. Why don't I just discard the Tide because they have an annul in their hand? This is going to be quite the card here. All right. The one time my deck does what it was designed to do. Oh my god. Match 5 against Artie. I have one of those hands that is a keep, but not like a good keep, but because I know that Artie is going to play some cards that I can Plowshares, it's like not the worst. Also, he's on the mold of 4. But honestly, if he's on the mold of 4 and then just plays a turn 2 Hermit Druid, I still lose. Like if it's if it's land Hermit Druid, Reanimate, I lose. There's the first land. Okay, I faded the turn 2 Hermit Druid, so God bless. I'll just counter this. I have a counterspell in my hand. I've got 2 islands in play. Actually, I'm just going to name Cabal Therapy. Look at my hand. Goes land, nomads, shallow grave. Reanimate. All right. Reanimate doesn't make too big of a difference in my life. It's impulse for another Adarkar Wastes, probably. I think that's fine. Get in with our mage. Impulse again. Look for Gush. Portent with the benefit of the shuffle. I mean, yeah. We'll just take the cards that win the game. Dealt 2 and dealt 2 and dealt by target creature you control. I'll play this and attack and then just win in a couple turns. Not sure if Arnie wants to trade a Gemstone Mine at a damage. 2 Gemstone Mine counters. Seems like quite a bit of work to prevent 1 damage. Ooh, does target itself. That's pretty cool though. So actually can do his own ability. Mox Diamond. Similar list as before. Another Cephalid Illusionist. Okay. Serves for 1 damage. Also okay with me. Attack for 2. Play Dreadnought. Stifle Dreadnought. And we have Counterspell, double Swords of Plowshares up. Actually, we have double Counterspell up, importantly. Reanimate that. Counterspell targeting reanimate. Exhume. Gush. I have an island. Counterspell targeting Exhume. Win. Alright. I think well, things are a little bit different because Vision Charm actually counters Corrosion Reclamation, so that's pretty good. So if anything, I want these cards. But I really love the cards that are in my deck. Is the problem. Just go a little bit lighter on combo because I'm going to need to go combo with protection anyways. How good is Seal Cleansing your Mox? I don't know. I feel like Max Pressure is also good because he doesn't want to go fast. He wants to go protected. So if I just Stifle Dreadnought, it's not bad. It's really hard to say. But if I get my hand shredded, having access to card advantage is kind of a big deal. All right, not good enough. As a swords, as a plow, it's got the things that make it possible to interact here. Takes the counterspell. That was cool last game how the 2 octopi made it hard for me to do things. Okay, I guess I'll just double Stone Rain. Never mind. No, I'll double Stone Rain, right? It's a pretty big deal. He can just let this go though. It's done its job. Interesting spot. Much different if I'm on the draw. It's clear that I'm willing to stifle here, so he gets to make the ultimate best agency choice. Okay, so he decides he's got plenty of lands. Alright, just wants to get the stifle out of my hand. Should I name Swords of Plowshares? It's actually pretty reasonable because I know that's his removal spell and he freaking got me with it last time. Mox, Hardcast Terravor into Island. Do I need the Dominate? What's more annoying? A Nomads, which can just redirect damage, or a Cephalid? I think a Nomads is more annoying, and a cheaper spell. Getting close to Deep Analysis plus Flashback here. Slinger, sure. Slinging some fire. Reanimates my Meddling Mage. Beatdown plan initiated. Can name Plowshares. Then I can just race to Dreadnought. Interesting spot. No, it goes for Dreadnought. Double pressure. Okay, maybe I need Masticore. Nasty Masty. Hermit Druid is still a problem here. I guess Illusionist is a bigger problem because Illusionist would pump the Terravor. Oops. But we're still going to name Hermit Druid, I guess. Although Corrosion Reclamation would be like more reliable from this spot. I can just double block the Terravore next turn though. And then we're back to, well, he's going to keep his 2/2 around, never mind. Oh, goes for it. Okay, I mean, this feels like it's value. Top decks the Plowshares. Gets the goods. Now has 7 power in play. Portent me. Foil Island. Any order is good for me. Play the Strand. If I'm in deep analysis territory, then I want to be like hard casting Gush and other things. But yeah, I'm taking 7 here, so need to find quite a few copies of Swords to Plowshares, don't I? That is obnoxious here. Guess I should impulse with white. Not a huge deal because I'm just angling to draw plow into good stuff anyways. I don't know. Pretty solid hand from the Ardinator. Alright, moving on. What did we learn? Don't let your Meddling Mages die. To Gitu Slinger? Yeah, just like never gonna name Swords of Plowshares myself. I can always decree for Angels if I have 8 mana. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Phyrexian Dreadnoughts. It's like fine. Whoops, not boarding out Portents. Boarding out Stifles. I mean, Tide does do something here. But he's got his, like, Mox Diamond. So if I board out Dreadnought entirely, I can play Tide Package. And then just stop him from ever winning the game. It's like really annoying to try to put together Dreadnought Stifle when he can Plowshares but still deal plenty of damage. I'm willing to try it, honestly. It feels like suppression is quite strong, but we do have to play Decree because he has his own Plowshares. Makes us lose the ability to Vision Charm through the thing, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Makes me kind of want to play some Seal Cleansing because Seal Cleansing the Mox is all of a sudden becomes relevant, but like look at how dense my deck is right now. All right, full control. Not always the best plan against a combo deck, but he only draws 1 card a turn, and I'll be drawing more than 1 card per turn plus cantrip, so well, that's not a good start. It's better. Keep, bottom of the P-Tide, done, wastes, go. Nomads. I'll just Plowshares this. Gets it in the exile zone where I want it to be. Play this. Name Hermit Druid. Move on with my life. Get in. Yeah, I can play another Meddling Mage. Just name Cephalid. Didn't cast Cephalid this turn. Could name Gitu Slinger. I want the damage. Naming Plowshares I think is too crazy from this spot, even though I've used one. Cabal Therapy is always the safest next option. I think Cabal Therapy is correct. It's funny, I've played Artie so many times. I've like named like something different with Meddling Mage every single time. Damery's Call. So it wants to put some combo potential together, huh? Gets Illusionist. Okay. So it can play Illusionist and Encore in the same turn. Is that what he was trying to walk me into? Crippling Fatigue targeting Hermit Druid. Attack. Could impulse into a Gush here, but probably go for the safe route. Cephalid Illusionist. So annoying to Plowshares this, and then he gets free graveyard value, but I guess it's fine. He wants this to be the counterspell bait, though. He damn raise called for it, so it kind of matters if it resolves. But I guess I have to let it resolve. I could just like let him fatigue the Meddling Mage, and then I get Impulse. There's the Hermit Druid. Okay. Guess I'll counterspell that. But doesn't feel good because he can just reanimate. Portent into Gush, please. Parallax Tide, Island. I think I'm just going to go for the any order. Flooded Strand, classic. Crippling Fatigue is notably a sorcery, so I get an Impulse here. I guess it's Deep Analysis. I could get Shallow Graved. Be pretty unfortunate if I did. But Shallow Grave, like with shenanigans? I think I need to have this Deep Analysis just hit for me. It's an interesting one. Tap him out. It's a Ceph. Gets his damage stopping. So I can go P-Tide, one counter fades, and then I just try to Deep Analysis into the Stifle. I think I should Deep first. Let's go ahead and get this Plains now. Okay. Crippling Fatigue, Cabal Therapy into Nomads is the play here. So I have to counter the Crippling Fatigue so that I can land the Parallax Tide to stop double Cabal Therapies and shenanigans. Guess that's the plan. Can he win at instant speed? No, not right now. Crows and Wreck my stuff? Crows and Wreck my Deep Analysis? Wants me to draw the Meddling Mage? Interesting. Okay, let's just draw Stifle, I guess. Exhume. Oh, so he didn't want me to get my Meddling Mage back? It's pretty funny. Stifle off the top one time. I can't stop him from doing anything with these tides. I can stop him from having access to white mana. Oh wait, I can just stop him from having access to white mana by just getting the caves. Yeah, I was never going to be able to stop that. So he's down to 3 life. Just going to let this tide fade. I mean, I guess if he's at 3, him not having a reflecting pool for a couple turns is like pretty reasonable. Make it so that if he has to cast anything, it's bad news. Oh, I don't have double counterspell up because I'm a noob. I also have 3 lands in my graveyard if he casts Terravor. Now I have double counterspell. Not the worst place to be. I mean, I have like a P-Tide, right? I'm like never going to try to... I guess I'm never going to try to Plowshares anything ever again. He has so many lands. I guess I could exile everything but Reflecting Pool. I mean, it is a 1/1. Pretty bad counterspell, I do have to say, but it's a 1/1. What can I do? He can also like target his Illusionist a bunch. I guess I'll just name Nomads from this spot because he doesn't have an one in his graveyard, so I think it's a fine time to try to cut him off damaging lands. Sorts of Plowshares. I guess I have to counterspell that. It's not like this is like all I got right now. Like this is the plan. He hasn't done anything for like 100 turns. Like and he's at 3. Naturalize. Okay. I mean that's fine, I guess. Man, I really wish I had the back half of that Deep Analysis right about now. Can I get the back half of a Deep Analysis, please, officer? Okay. That's the plan. Oh man, mill 3 lands. How strong. Alright, no funny business. Actually probably just has more... No, it doesn't have more Plowshares, right? He would have Plowshared this like a long time ago. Cabal Therapy resolves. Going for the win. Please just play Hermit Druid. Like, just go Hermit Druid, go. Just get Hermit Druid, no play. Does nothing. Name Vision Charm. Play Masticore. Nasty Masty. Hi. Bye. Uh-oh. Gorilla Shaman? That doesn't have targets. You can't Gorilla Shaman my Dreadnought. You thought I was playing Mox Diamonds? What? Tommy Orangutan, are you kidding me? Oh my god. I guess I should hold up the mana. Thought his only removal is Plowshares. Oh, he's got plenty of the goods now. Oh, the humanity. Now I just need that Decree of Justice coming in clutch. Or Deep Analysis would be good. Mox for value. Can flashback Cabal Therapy, but would have to know exactly what to name. I think I'm willing to take that risk because it could kill, could win losing the game. Let's actually just Gush right now. Glad I did that. Into another Gush. Into a Portent. It's too many Stifles. I'm good on Stifles now. I said it's too many Stifles. Oh, I should have just taken the Gush and not the Stifle. Sorry, I have work texting me, so I'm a little bit out of sorts. Play at Adarkar Wastes. I guess I'll pitch an island, right? Did I bottom any decrees at the beginning of the game? I don't think I did. All right, we're impulsing. We're taking Decree of Justice. We're closing. Wrap this one up, boys. Okay, we have one with Decree of Justice twice. It's actually the best. And our theory worked out that we just can't beat the stuff. The Skid 2 Singular Hold was an interesting choice. Just didn't want to run it into counter magic. Wait, but if he did, he just runs it into counter magic. It reanimates. Interesting. All right. Well, 2-1. Final match. Soup Smuggler. Classic 4-2 or 3-3 match. Classic combo with Daze backup, except for it's on turn 3. Do we Plowshares on turn 1? I think we do. If it's Goblin Lackey, I really want to go Plowshares Impulse. And I don't think there's anything I would Daze on turn 1. Famous last words. But I guess if I have to Daze an Oath of Druids on turn 1 or whatever nonsense, I can just Daze it. And then just not have white for Plow. Opponent molts to 6. City of Brass. Into Nimble Mongoose. Alright. Threshold, huh? This is a tough matchup if my opponent's next card is going to be like Meddling Mage. Could be a problem. I mean, they're not going to have the read on me, but City of Brass Plains. Okay, so this is less of a blue deck than I anticipated. Let's Plains and let's Impulse. My own Meddling Mage, huh? My own Meddling Mage. We want the Portent. We have the Counterspell, so I think we're gonna win as soon as we can. We're gonna Portent. I know I don't have Counterspell up, but I don't have anything to Counterspell. Like if they have Meddling Mage, I plow it. Ooh. Gush, Flooded Strand. Gush, Flooded Strand, and Portent are all good. Guess we're doing this. Oh man. I mean, I'm just facing a Nimble Mongoose, right? I can sculpt a perfect hand. So I'm gonna draw Portent with the shuffle, and then I'm going to Portent to pick up the Gush or a Dreadnought, and then shuffle away the rest. Oh, I guess if I do that, no, if I do that, I have Counterspell up. I've been doing great at drawing my one of Daze in my opening hand, huh? It's actually quite impressive from my perspective. Quiet Speculation. Yeah, I would not like you to draw 3. So it's Quiet Threshold, huh? It's pretty interesting. Play a land now. No land. All right. Gush, Vision Charm. Alright, I have the option to draw 1 or 2 Gushes. Going into my turn 5, I certainly do not mind having multiple Gushes, I think. Because I'll just be able to hard cast one. But that means the Vision Charm is even good to draw. So Wild Mongrel. Wild Mongrel is a reasonable candidate to Swords of Plowshares, but it's possible that they'll just like discard a bunch of Deep Analysis and then I'm kind of sad. But I need Counterspell for their interaction because I'm not like rich in Counterspells right now. Oh, it just resolves. Okay. Good old hard cast Gush into alt cast Gush line. Opponent's Nimble Mongoose having dealt 5 damage to me now. It's 4 damage. Ooh, they're just stuck on their lands, huh? Well, have I got a Gush to sell you? Double Vision Charm? Alright, Dreadnought 1 time. Dreadnought, Stifle, Vision Charm, Vision Charm. So Dreadnought, Stifle, Vision Charm, Counterspell. Should I use the white? I might as well. Resolves. No resistance here. No attack from my opponent. Upkeep. Probably goes for Counterspell, or probably goes for Plowshares. Phases out. Draw a foil. I want to have Vision Charm Counterspell up, so I'm going to play the Wastes. I mean, triple protection. Good luck. They get in for 1. Go for the fetch. Call the Herd. I cannot imagine that matters. I don't even know what to name with this Meddling Mage. I'm just going to hold it up for foil, right? Oh man, but I have enough mana to do everything. Okay. I mean, I guess I should just Meddling Mage Plowshares and then have triple backup. Maybe I'll just Meddling Mage Naturalize. No, I'll pitch it to foil. If something happens, oh, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 could soak up 7 damage. So I'll just name Call the Herd so he can't flash back for chump block and win, like chump block and survive. 7 would take 5. If flashbacks, he takes 1 damage. It's fine. I mean, stopping chump block and die is pretty good, but I actually don't have to name Call the Herd because I can just do whatever. And because if they do Call the Herd, I'll just attack with a Meddling Mage. So I'll just name Naturalize. Because they didn't have Plowshares. If they have Plowshares, I've got like backup. I might have to use my Plowshares, right? Deep Analysis. All right. What did you find? Nothing. Okay, so grindy, quiet speculation deck. We want our own Deep Analysis. This one's always the tough thing, is like if I want Masticore versus the Nimble Mongoose deck. I actually ran into this when I was playing against Terravor in the LosterCon side event, playing Blue-White Dreadnought. I was playing Blue-White Dreadnought. I don't know if they have like Terravors and Armageddon. This is just like a quiet spec threshold value deck. I think my goal is to just stack up protection and then go for just a uber protected Dreadnought. Try to outcard advantage them. If they have like stuff like a Null, it becomes a problem. Oh, I can definitely play Dominate or Call the Herd deck. Masticore is like pretty good at stopping Call the Herd, but kind of just eats all the same removal that Dreadnought eats in like a disadvantageous way. And I don't think I can tide them fast enough because they don't really sit back. Like they have Nimble Mongoose, so they go Nimble Mongoose and I tide them. It's like it's not that good. Foil is one of the easier cards to remove if they have Terravor, but it's less easy when I want to be interacting. I only sell Nimble Mongoose and Call the Herd, so Plowshares isn't that exciting. And I can also just like Meddling Mage Plowshares. Interesting. Oh, but Plowshares is for Wild Mongrel. Okay. Feels bad to remove anything else almost. Take out 1 Stifle and then reevaluate. See how they sideboard, because I can board out Dreadnoughts, I think. Because technically, if I frontside Decree of Justice, if I like play a control game and I frontside Decree of Justice, then like that is kind of strong. Like 4/4s are just bigger than their whole team if they're not playing a Terravore type card to get me. They're on the mold of 6. Open on the plains. Tanking on my upkeep. Nice. Drawing plenty of violence. So I can try to get a jammy later on. Let's see if they have their own Meddling Mage. They just have Nimble Mongoose on turn 2 with 1 mana available. Another Gush. It's not a jammy yet. The number 1 rule, cast your cantrips. Quiet Speculation. I mean, at this point, I feel like Deep Analysis is like almost too slow. But I guess if they get it next turn, plus they're on the mulligan. Countering, it's pretty fair. I think if I draw a foil, I'm going to go for it. They have 4 cards in hand. Famous last words. If this was a Vision Charm, it'd be like, it would be the move, I think. Seems too good to pass up. I just hate not doing anything for 1 turn. They're going into their turn 4. The thing is they didn't play a land, so I should obey the number 1 rule of Dreadnought. Because I can probably like get a Dreadnought in or just get a Meddling Mage down, naming whatever, or just Gush into, oh, it is Tireless Tribe. Okay, that's not really a problem, I think. Although, well, okay, see if I get Pyroblasted. Oh my god, a Dominate. Okay, I have double Vision Charm backup. Double Vision Charm foil backup. So they have to like about face me. I'll phase. This is just a broken Dreadnought draw, obviously. I wouldn't like look at this and be like, oh, my deck is good. I mean, I guess I'll Meddling Mage naming Plowshares. They'll go for the circular logic. They didn't want to go for the logic on my Dreadnought because I would have just paid. Okay, so about face with 3 cards left. And then they would get Threshold. So about face would kill me, technically. Not that it matters, because it'd be 3 plus... oh no, after draw step, they only have 3 cards in their hand. Okay. Oh no, they played a land. I mean, they don't even like play about face anymore, so it's not really a thing. Upkeep. Disenchant. Oh, Vision Charm again. Not in a hurry. Another circular logic to make things spicy. I'm gonna Gush, because if I draw a Stifle, I'm just gonna stifle the circular logic, right? Okay, artifact has phased out. And then I drew Swords to Plowshares. Huh. Interesting spot. I was going to Mage Swords to Plowshares. They have 1 card remaining in their hand. I just have to hit the 1 of 2. But it could be like Disenchant Circular Logic. They've played 1 of everything. So the only last card that they could have is like Naturalize. I mean, it's like a given that they don't have Circular Logic, or the only other card they can have in their hand is an additional Disenchant, and they could play a Disenchant, so Naturalize Split. So I have to name my own Swords of Plowshares and then hope that they don't draw. I mean, Swords of Plowshares is 1 mana, right? So with 1 card in hand, they can't even. They would have to have Crumble plus Naturalize, because they wouldn't have enough mana to cast 2 spells. Play an island. Should I use this as an opportunity to attack for 14? I don't think so, right? Well, yeah, no. Well, I guess they can double block. Well, no. My Meddling Mage is doing an important job right now. Okay, I'm in for 12. And, I mean, what a hand. Double Vision Charm, Stifle. Gushed into the next Stifle. They probably are just sitting on all the removal spells they need, but that Stifle is disgusting. It looks like I had +1 protection. They couldn't quite get their graveyard going for their circular logic, which was, yeah. Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess they cached their circular logic. My Meddling Mage could have named Disenchant, and then we would have been in a different world. 2-0 against Soup Smuggler. Okay, that's a wrap on blue-white control Dreadnought. Overall, weirdly less effective, it seems, against mono black and counter rebels, because against those decks you kind of just want to, like, Swords of Plowshares is really good, but it's not good against decks that just have a bunch of 2/2s, because Swords of Plowshares in a 2/2 just doesn't do anything. Like their 2/2 just becomes duress, right? That's not good. Not that I wouldn't have it in my deck against those decks, but it is a good illustration about the limitations of Swords of Plowshares in the context of the Dreadnought deck, right? Because if your only creature is Phyrexian Dreadnought, then you don't get the virtual card advantage you gain from having random blockers like Call the Herd. Meddling Mage is just a little bit too small if your opponent is all 2/2s. And, you know, the idea is that you just Plowshare is the one thing that matters, and then you keep everything behind your Wall of Tears or whatever nonsense. So you kind of need to support your Plowshares with creatures. It is really nice that you get to play it and you worry less about getting hit by Goblin Lackey. It's a huge one. You can manage some number of Terravors. The problem is the Terravor decks don't feel like they're that good against mono blue Dreadnought. I think they're worse against blue white Dreadnought. However, I can imagine a mono blue Dreadnought build that just plays deep analysis, right? There's already the ones that play accumulated knowledge, but if you wanted fewer slots and you wanted to keep your card advantage in your sideboard, you could use deep analysis instead of AK. With the primary reason being there's not really big, exciting sorcery speed spells that your opponent is casting that you like have to keep up mana all the time. Except for maybe if they go for like an Armageddon with Pyroblast backup. But for deck space, I really like deep analysis. Because, yeah, like, you know, it's really hard to think of reasons why you're worried about tapping out. There's just not that many punishes for the Dreadnought player tapping out in a lot of matchups. You know, they do exist, but you have a little bit of a safety valve in that your deck does run free counterspell. So you can deep analysis and then you can have foil backup, or again, you can just wait till you have 6 mana. If you're going to play a long game, then you can just kind of manage the flow of the game such that you can get your deep analysis in a point where you're not very exposed. Do I think mono blue Dreadnought would have been better against Artie's Cephalid Breakfast deck or Furnace Scamp's Psychotalk deck? That one is more interesting. I think the fact that I played Seal Cleansing Parallax Tide made me like hilariously like bad against a null when the draw of the Armageddon build is to like beat a null. So could I play an Armageddon Decree of Justice plan? No. Could I play a no mana disruption plan? I didn't tide anyone in 6 matches. So what if it's just blue-white control with Decree of Justice and we just like don't even think about Parallax Tide? Because at this point, Decree of Justice just beats opposing control decks, right? That's an interesting thought. Like, all I did was just cycle Decree of Justice against all of those players. So do I just go crazy? I board in Wrath of God too? Huh. That is something worth thinking about. So just game 1, you're Dreadnought. Game 2, you're just like blue-white control. You know, at some point, I think the main deck should be like 20 lands. I think the sideboard don't have to play Masticore. You can just play... I mean, you kind of do want to play like a 4/4. Like 4/4 is like the biggest guy on the battlefield. So it really has to be like an Exalted Angel. I've played Eternal Dragon in this spot. I think it's like super reasonable to play Eternal Dragon. It seems crazy. Even if you have like just 2 planes, I think playing Eternal Dragon is super fine. Did I showcase any Meddling Mage action? More or less. I mean, Meddling Mage was kind of like... It used to feel like Meddling Mage was just like the best thing in this deck ever. And now it just kind of feels like it's just good. Like it deals 2 damage. But I think we've moved past the world where Meddling Mage just like solos an opposing deck. Like if you look at Artie's deck just like it doesn't love getting Meddling Mage, but it has so many different things that it can do. It can just cast a spell of a different name. It can Illidamery's Call for Fire Slinger. It can just Swords of Plowshares the Meddling Mage, and it can just like cast a Terravore. So I'm not going to play Meddling Mage against him, but it's just like that's like an example of a combo deck that can beat Meddling Mage. It eats all the red blasts. It's really just kind of good against elves, and I guess Survival Madness would be another deck it's good against. Just these decks that just like that naturally don't run a lot of removal. It's still great against Replenish. I'm never unhappy to have Meddling Mage against Replenish. And I mean, I guess Ill-Gotten Gains combo it's good against that to some extent. So it's tough because I in the matchups you want it, I do think that you want 4, but it's awkward. It's a very hard to cast on turn 2 with just 9 white sources, and 9 white sources plus Portent on turn 1. Less than ideal, but it does feel like not a bad way to protect a Dreadnought. But yeah, the implications on how it affects the curve are not very good. And I think that the core experiment that was happening here was seeing if we could board into Seal Tide, and we didn't really demonstrate that being necessary in any matchup. 1, because a lot of matchups you just don't want Seal Cleansing, and then 2, just because I don't know, Seal Tide doesn't even feel like it's like that good. Like it is decent, like, but I'm just not playing against land still type decks all the time. Not playing against mono blue type decks, but I feel prepared for them. I feel more prepared for them than I would otherwise. I mean, in the Dreadnought Mirror, Seal Cleansing's pretty good, so I've got that going for me. So yeah. I mean, I don't. Is it really just like Wrath of God to beat Counter Rebels, Counter Rebels and Suicide Black? I feel like I'm actually close. But yeah, gotta run 20 lands. Really hard to cut Daze from this deck. Every time I had Daze, I was like pretty much the luckiest boy in the world. So interesting stuff. But you know, Blue-White Dreadnought took it back from a 1-2 start. Can't be too mad at that. And I was pretty demoralized after the first 3 rounds. I was just like, why do I even bother? But some of my other decks are not ready for the spotlight yet. I still have to test them. I still have to make sure that they're good. I want to be making these playoff cuts because they make the videos longer, more enjoyable, bigger sweat, bigger stakes. So yeah, but other than that, thanks for watching. The Discord, the secret Discord, the supporter Discord from the Donations Coffee, like the link in the description, has been popping off. The coffee has been popping off. Fully transparent. It is exceeding my expectations. I've been making this content just for fun. The coffee page, the donation page is just, purely because it helps take the edge off a little from the amount of time I spent, and the support has been overwhelmingly good. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can make a one-time donation, you can make a monthly donation, but hey, if you smash that like button and that subscribe button, or just leave a comment, I love the conversations I've been having in the comments. I wanted to highlight a favorite one from my Growth Hog video. Somebody was asking how I viewed myself as a player. Great question, like how competitive I am, how much creativity matters to me, and I love talking about that kind of thing. So just drop in the comments. Don't be afraid to engage. Obviously try to do it in good faith, but yeah, if you want to troll me, I'll troll you back. So either way works. But yeah, thanks for watching and following along this ride, and we'll catch you next league. And yeah, check out the Spy Colony podcast too. If you are a podcast listener and a YouTube watcher, you're my favorite. Kind of curious how many people are like just one or just the other, but I can't find out who does just podcasts by asking in the video. So whatnot. But yeah, please take this as a sign to leave some feedback. All right, take care.